My twin sister took over my life while I was in the hospital. My name is Lily, I'm 24, and after a car accident, I woke up in the hospital to find out my twin sister had quietly started living my life for me. Nora and I are identical on the outside, but that's where it ends. I'm the quiet one, the planner, the one with the steady job and the steady boyfriend, Ethan. She's always been the hurricane, impulsive, dramatic, the fun twin everyone remembers. A few months ago, everything in my life finally felt stable. I had a small graphic design job I actually liked, a cozy apartment I decorated myself, and Ethan and I were talking about moving in together. Nora, meanwhile, was between jobs and between places, which usually meant crashing on someone's couch, often mine. I let her shower at my place, borrow my clothes, sleep on my sofa when she'd fought with Mom. That was normal for us. I told myself that's what sisters do. The responsible one cleans up the mess, the messy one makes everyone laugh. Then one afternoon, I was crossing the street on my way to meet Ethan for lunch, texting him, "Be there in 5, when a car ran a red light. I don't remember the impact. I remember noise, headlights, then nothing. I woke up 3 days later in a hospital bed with a broken leg, cracked rib, concussion, and tubes everywhere. My mom was crying, Ethan was holding my hand, and Nora was sitting in the visitor chair with my phone in her hand. "You scared the hell out of us," she said, like I'd played a prank. "Don't worry, I'm handling everything." At first that sounded comforting. I was drugged, exhausted, barely able to stay awake, so I believed her when she said she was answering for me, handling calls, texting my boss, keeping my friends updated. It wasn't until I caught her late one night, smiling into my phone and calling Ethan babe, that I realized handling everything meant something very different in her head. Those 2 weeks in the hospital were a blur of painkillers and fluorescent lights, and through all of it, Nora treated my life like a costume she could slip into. She kept my phone almost constantly, saying I needed rest and she'd be me for a while. Nurses and doctors praised me for being on top of calls and emails I didn't even know had happened. One night around 3 a.m., I woke up and saw her in the chair, room dark except for the glow of my screen. She was texting quickly, smiling in that flirty way she does. "Who are you talking to?" I croaked. She jumped, then laughed. "Relax, it's just Ethan. He was freaking out, I'm calming him down." I asked to speak to him, and she reluctantly handed me the phone. Our chat was open, full of messages I barely recognized. "You know you love me. I'm so bored. Distract me." Voice notes that sounded like my voice, but with her giggly tone and slang I never use. I blamed the meds, told myself maybe I'd been texting while half out of it. Ethan picked up my call, sweet and sleepy, told me he loved me and to rest. And for a minute it felt normal, but after we hung up, the unease stayed. When I was awake enough to scroll social media, I found stories I hadn't posted. Selfies of me in a hospital bed with bold captions like, "Still cute, even half broken," and "Car 1 Lily 0. Friends replied, "You're iconic," and "Who jokes like this after getting hit by a car?" It wasn't my voice. It was hers, using my face. Mom said I was lucky to have a twin who can help, and my boss emailed saying I was amazing for taking a quick Zoom call from the hospital, one I had zero memory of. Every time I tried to bring it up, Nora brushed me off with, "You're welcome," or, "You'd be screwed without me." I was too tired and broken to fight, so I swallowed it and focused on getting discharged, not realizing how far she'd already stepped into my place. Going home was supposed to feel like safety. Instead, it felt like walking into a parallel universe where my life had kept going without me. I opened my apartment door and immediately knew something was wrong. My calm, tidy space was buried under Nora's chaos, her clothes over my chairs, her makeup all over the coffee table, energy drink cans on the counter, an ashtray on my balcony I'd sworn would never be for smoking. She popped her head out of the kitchen, grinning. "Surprise. I moved in while you were in the hospital. Someone had to take care of your place." She said it like a favor. "Temporarily," she added when she saw my face. "Relax." Over the next week, I realized just how much taking care of things she'd done as me. Coworkers texted, "You were hilarious on that call last week." Clients thanked me for bold ideas I hadn't pitched. My boss praised me for pushing through from the hospital. At home, Ethan felt off. Extra sweet, extra cautious but weirdly distant. When I tried to kiss him like usual, he stiffened for a second. When I asked why, he said, "You've just been different lately, more bold, flirty. You said some things that surprised me." That night, I scrolled back through our messages and felt sick. There were conversations I did not remember, spicy jokes, suggestive texts, selfies in my bed with captions I'd never write. The tone was still Lily, but turned up to Nora, more chaotic, more teasing, more reckless. My Instagram was the same, my face, my room, but her captions, her humor. It hit me slowly, then all at once. While I'd been lying in a hospital bed, medicated and powerless, Nora had been talking to my boss, my friends, my boyfriend, posting as me, sleeping in my bed, moving into my home, not helping, rehearsing. The moment everything snapped was a quiet Thursday night, listening to her talk in my kitchen. Ethan had just left after another weird dinner, and I was dozing on the couch when I heard Nora's voice, low and laughing. "Yeah, she's home now, but she's like a ghost," she said. "Don't worry, I'll still be around." Then, even softer, "Babe, I told you, she'd never believe you picked me over her. Just let me handle it." My whole body went cold. I hobbled to the doorway on my crutch. "Who are you talking to?" I asked. She jumped, then forced a smile. "Just a friend. You're being paranoid." I said one word. "Ethan?" Her expression flickered. I told her to put him on speaker. On the call, I asked him directly if he'd come to my apartment while I was in the hospital. He admitted Nora had invited him for me, sent a picture of me in my hoodie on my couch, said I wanted a secret visit. He came over and, his voice broke, Nora kissed him. He thought I was being different after the accident. She'd told him, "Relax, it's still me." Hearing that out loud was like being hit by a second car. Nora rolled her eyes and said, "Nothing happened. You're all dramatic. I kept him interested for you." That was it. I told her to get out of my apartment. We screamed. She called Mom, tried to paint herself as the victim, said I was cruel and ungrateful. I sent Mom screenshots, timestamps, the selfie in my hoodie. For once, there was no quick excuse. Nora packed a bag and left, slamming doors and calling me insane. Now I'm in therapy. Ethan and I are basically over, and my relationship with my family is cracked down the middle. But for the first time, my accounts, my home, my phone, my life are actually mine. So here's my question. If you woke up hurt and helpless and found out the person who shares your face had quietly stepped into your life, answering as you, flirting as you, kissing your boyfriend while wearing your clothes, would you forgive them because she's your sister? Or would you finally choose yourself, even if it meant being the villain in everyone else's story for a while?